If it's on your iPad, Leo, go to the top. Just press the top.
Oh, okay, okay. No, no, I don't have it. On the top right, you said?
There's ton iPad if it's on this.
Okay,
Okay, we're live, people.
okay, mute. I got it. Merci.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off by saying welcome to our virtual Zoom meeting of council. Bienvenue à notre réunion virtuelle de conseil. I just want to provide a reminder to everyone pertaining to our proceedings. They are identical, even though we're on Zoom, identical to our proceedings according to our bylaw if we would be in person. If one needs to walk away for whatever reason, just out of courtesy, please make sure that you notify the chair that you need to vacate because the issue of blocking may be disturbing, and it's just a courtesy. So we know what's going on and it doesn't disrupt the discussions or deliberations that are being taking place. Sounds fair? Mike? OK, donc, est-ce qu'il n'y a aucune déclaration d'intérêt pécuniaire? Any declaration of pecuniary interest?
No,
Not? Pardon?
I said no.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Leo.
May I have a mover and a seconder for the opening resolutions, please?
Leo?
Dan? Leo?
Dan?
It is moved by Councillor Revita and seconded by Councillor Mellet. Be it resolved that the addendum for the meeting of council held on October the 6th, 2020 be approved as presented.
Any objections? Aucune objection? Carried.
Les proposé par Conseil Mellet, appuyé par Conseil Revita. Be it resolved that the agenda for the meeting of council held on October the 6th, 2020 be adopted as presented.
On procède avec délégation et pétition. We proceed with delegation and petition. And it's a pleasure to have amongst us this evening Stuart Seville. Il nous fait un grand plaisir de t'accueillir avec nous ce soir. And we are looking forward to receiving your presentation pertaining to the Sturgeon Falls Waterfront Reclamation Proposal. And at the end of your presentation, Stuart, I'll make sure that I open the floor and ask any members of council if they have any questions or any points of clarification to the presentation. So this way we have all the information that we need to be able to proceed with future deliberations on the subject matter.
Okay, great. All right then, so shall I start?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it all formally. So good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council and the administration. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you about an important project in West Nipissing. Let me give you a little background information on who I am and what led me to present you with this proposal. I moved here in 2016 with my partner Gail Primont, who was originally from this town. I have lived in the GTA most of my life, but I already love this town very dearly, and I'm glad that I made the move. It took quite a while for us to find the right house. We started looking in 2015 and finally found a suitable property in 2016. We now live in a modest house overlooking Minnehaha Bay. In our search, we were surprised and sad when we realized that there wasn't any public access to Lake Nipissing. Unfortunately, it seems that only the wealthy and the privileged few can enjoy lake access. The public has access to a tiny beach on the upper Sturgeon River at Main Street that is looked after by a group of tireless volunteers at the moment. But that's still not the lake, and it really can't compare. Minnehaha Bay is a beautiful development, but it also is without beach access, not to mention that it's still the lower Sturgeon and still not the lake. When we moved up here, one thing we both agreed on was giving back to our community. So Gail and I both serve on numerous boards and committees, all with the end goal of the betterment of business, environment, and the health and welfare of residents of West Nipissing. Which leads me to the topic at hand. We as a community do not have access to the lake, In fact, I've heard that the public in Sturgeon Falls has been making due in the past 75 years by basically using private property in lieu of a public beach. I'm referring here to the beach on Promenade de Lac. That was a popular spot in the 50s and 60s and afterwards. The Duchessac Cottages beach that was attended by local kids as a default is now an opportunity now for us to reclaim the Duchessac beach properties. That might have been a bit weird, but I didn't I think I wrote it down properly. This project of mine is a three-pronged idea. Number one is a reclamation of the mill lands, also now as warehousing, formerly Mill and Blodell, which, it's a 27-acre parcel that's been sitting in the middle of town. And fortunately, I successfully brokered a deal with warehousing, and Jay now is in the process of formalizing an agreement to put the lands back into the municipality's hands. I believe that this will represent an economic boon to the entire community with a myriad of opportunities. There's an opportunity to develop residential, commercial, and green spaces with water access. Number two is a conservation area where Duchessac properties are now what we can call it. We can call it the Duchessac Conservation Area. There could be many things we can call it. And number three is the revitalization of the Upper Beach on Main Street. But right now, I really want to concentrate on the Duchessac. So Duchessac properties are located at the end of Duchessac on Pierre Road. There's approximately 6 acres of land with just under 300 feet of sandy shallow beach. The property is ideal and ready-made for this venture. It does need some work, such as the removal of existing structures and old concrete docks. I've already spoken to a local company that deals with the municipality, and I have obtained a quote that is quite favorable. The reasons for public access to the lakefront are many. Imagining having an area where our seniors can go relax, have a picnic, and spend a Sunday afternoon by the lake watching the waves wash onto the shore. I also work with the Eau Chateau delivering Meals on Wheels, and I speak to many, many seniors and also the people that work with them. There was an overwhelming positive consensus when I mentioned lakefront access for all of the project I've been working on. Many of us spend thousands of dollars going down south to get the same experience, and it's here already, and we just can't access it. I mean, I know when I go down south, I love walking on the beach. Economically, it does make sense. Having lake access is huge when it comes to selling this community as a place to settle with a family or settle and retire. Companies would be more likely to relocate here, knowing that their employees would be happy having access to the lake. Schools can take advantage of lake access with field trips during the spring and fall, something that students currently can't do. How about one of the easiest? It affects all of us that live here. If you don't live on the lake or river, it can be a place that we can bring visitors to see. I, for one, many times have run out of things to do with friends that come and visit here and stay. There's also a bike lane down Duchessac that can be utilized for bike groups wanting to take a day trip to the lake. A sign could direct travels on Highway 17 to this public beach, especially out of towners anyways. Another good one is mental health. It's well known that sitting in full view of a body of water can improve one's well-being, and that goes for seniors and everybody else that is stressed out at these times. And with everything that's happening in the world today, we sure need that. Festivals, corporate events, exhibitions, fairs, the list goes on and on. And as far as general management, maintenance, and upkeep of the property, I really don't see a massive expenditure. We can keep and rent 2 of the existing structures, for example, possibly turn it into a chip stand, into an ice cream stand that can go towards general revenues, not run by us, but rented out to somebody. And that could go a long way to paying summer students that could be hired through grants that will be present on site to keep up the grounds. I would like you all to seriously consider this proposal for all of us to work together to make this dream a reality. I'm also part of the West Nipissing Economic Development Committee, and I brought this forward with them. A few of you here are part of this committee too. ECDEV's response was very, very favorable. Towns, municipalities everywhere around the world are investing and reinvesting in their waterfronts. While there are expenses to be made in the short term, we do need to consider this project as an investment for current and future generations. And it's an opportunity that we cannot let slip through our fingers. Think of this as a legacy project, with the benefits showing up immediately and for generations to come. We at this meetings have invested we at this meeting have a vested interest in this community, and all of us want it to succeed and prosper. That's why we're here. Most of you lived here majority of, if not all of your lives. I have lived here just 4 years, but I sincerely care about the future of this municipality. I probably look at things a little differently than some of you because I've lived away from here for most of my life. But with my business background, I'm prone to speculate on property on occasions, and when I do see tremendous opportunities. I think Dutrisac is a very, very good investment that will pay multiple dividends for generations to come. I also recently created a committee to further study intergovernmental cooperation and funding, possibly with private and corporate donations. I think a committee composed of individuals from this community to explore the feasibility of this project is warranted. The people that I have chosen to be part of this are, in no particular order, Anne Lantain, everybody knows Anne, Julie Aubin from Aubin Pharmacy, Carol Lafreniere-Noel from, she's on the ECDED committee, Daniel Gingras, he works with Marc Serry as his campaign manager, and he's huge on fundraising. It's amazing how much money he's raised. And Ken Perrin, which used to be the director of the food bank, and myself. So in wrapping up, I implore you to seriously consider this opportunity for our community. On a side note, if we do have a general consensus to explore this further, why don't we all do a field trip, like we used to do in school, and go have a look at this property, and hopefully you can all get a feel for what I feel. So thanks for listening, and please take it under consideration. Thank you. I'll take questions.
Okay, you know what? I'll do a quick roundtable with each member of council. So this will have the opportunity to ask any questions or points of clarification. Thank you so much, Stuart. I'll start with Councilor Vaughan.
Good evening, Stuart. Thank you very much for your presentation. I have to admit that it's well presented, and this certainly describes everything in detail. It's certainly something we can look at. So I thank you for that.
Councilor Chris.
No, I think it's a great.
Kosi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So one question I would have, and probably for staff, I didn't realize that we hadn't got any beachfront property or property sort of on the lake. I'm just wondering if we have anything in inventory that's municipal land that is on the lake as well.
Lise?
Do you want me to answer that?
I could say what I did regarding that, Councillor Christopher, because I'm part of the ED also. And at the last meeting, I requested, asked staff if they could give us an inventory of all the land owned by the municipality, and that would include the Front Lake River. I know there's 4 right now that we do have property on the lake, by the way. We have Mellow Road. That's we have 171 feet frontage, not good maybe for a beach, but a picnic area. We got Lac Claire, we got the beach on Main, and we got what's the name on Monsieur Saint-Jean, Camp La Plage. I mean, we do have front line from some, but we did request an inventory of all the lot, not just river or lake. We want to know everything that is owned by the municipality. I think if we want to be serious with the ED, with economic development, we need to have that information so we can proceed in what we have. Okay, so I hope I answer your question, Christopher. Conseiller Christopher.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Other than that, I would certainly entertain a field trip to Dutrisac, and it's interesting to me. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Conseiller Murley.
I'm also in favor of a field trip. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure I heard there was echo here in this room. You are receptive to a field trip. That's what you said?
Yes, that's what I said, Madam Mayor. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Conseiller Leo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Stuart, for your presentation. Yeah, there's good opportunity for the lakefront on Dutrisac cottages, and then also warehouses. But there's also a Cache Bay waterfront. I know it's a lot of weeds, but I don't know how many acres we have for lakefront and Cache Bay. It's quite huge. part of it is a trailer park, but part is the old mill and the old planing mill. But I mean, it's quite big. But you know, if you get a committee in place and then do a feasibility study and then come back to council with a recommendation, I would really appreciate that. Thank
That's
you so
fine.
much for your presentation, Stuart.
Thank you.
Councillor Dan?
Thank you. Stuart, I appreciate your presentation, and I support it 100%. I think that, but I echo the comments that Councillor Leo made about the Cache Bay Park. I think perhaps maybe we should include that in the project because we know that you know that the person that's looking after it now, his contract came up and he didn't want to renew it. And I think we've asked Stefan to give us a feasibility study in the sense of what to do with it in the future. So I think perhaps, as Councillor Leo said, I would recommend that we include the Cache Bay Park within the study also, if we can.
Sounds good. Sounds great to me.
Conseiller Denis?
Thank you, Mr. Seville, for your presentation. I don't know, at this point, it's kind of early with, I know it's your dream as it is now, but for me to get into it, to get convinced, I guess, I would have to see a lot more details and, you know, it's got to be a huge cost there. And what are the priorities for West Nipissing in the next 10 years? I think we have a lot of priorities. So because the Chateau and all this stuff is coming up. So right now, with the amount of detail that you provided, I will stay neutral and let it be at that for now. Thank you.
That's fine. Like I said, this is just, it's to get it out there. This is what this was about.
Thank you, Conseiller Denis. Conseiller Lise? Conseiller Lise, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Got it? Okay, I got it. Okay, so I agree with Councillor Leo, and I'm sorry that I forgot that because it's a beautiful place that that you have that we have lakefront and Cache Bay for sure. And that's why I would also recommend that before you do a study, which you plan to do so, I think we need to wait to see, because we probably maybe have jewelry somewhere, maybe in River Valley, that we can create something so nice for people to visit, because we cannot forget we are living in both big cities that have wonderful beach and lakefront views. So we need to have, I think, more than a beach that's included. But I mean, so at this point of time, obviously I will support development for the whole community when we have all the information. But at this point of time, I think we're not there yet. But I have a question for you, because I don't understand, and that's probably my English. In page 2, when you said fortunately, whatever, I successfully, I don't even know how to pronounce the next word.
Broker. I'm the one that actually started working. I started talking with the warehouse in there about 2 months ago, and I basically brought them to the table for the municipality so Jay could set up brokering a deal with them.
Okay, but yeah, okay, so that's what it means. But as far as this lot has been on the table forever, since the mill was still up and it was on the table.
I know, but it was sitting on the table, but
yeah, I know. I'm not. I did not know what it meant.
Yeah, that's like, I just was at the right place at the right time. I spoke to the right people, and then Jay, we put it in with Jay. Now Jay's talking to the same people as well. So hopefully, this will be in the hands of the municipality before the end of this year, and this one will be huge. You know, going forward, it will be big.
Okay, well, okay. So at this point of time, I guess, thank you very much. It was a good presentation. A lot of things you said, but hopefully the people that go down south won't put a chair on Détrissac in February in Northern Ontario, because I don't think they will enjoy too much the weather and West Nipissing. Yeah, this year they would. Okay, so thank you very much, and I guess it's we'll definitely have that discussion at some point of time. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Stuart, just
Yeah.
before you leave, I just wanted to, comment, congratulate you for being proactive. I think the Weyerhaeuser issue, it's great that the project has been revived. And the issue of Dutrisac property having access to Lake Nipissing has been an issue that also was brought up just a few years ago, but for whatever reason, but here again being revived. But you made reference that time is of essence. So I'm making the assumption that the landowner has this property for sale.
Correct.
And if the property is for sale, if the municipality does not act quickly, then someone else can purchase it and then we lose out on this opportunity.
There is a possibility. I spoke to Mike Stevens about this about 2 months ago when I was running around with everything else. And actually, I sent him a copy of everything that you're seeing right now. He just happens to be in Mexico at the moment. So he knows there is an interest, right? This is the first time I've made it, how'd you say it? Almost an official interest. So he knows it's out there. Now, does he have another buyer? I don't know. You know, possibly he does, maybe he doesn't. It's a businessman.
Yeah, that's right.
He would play it off, right?
And, okay, no, I just wanted to make sure I understood that part correctly. Now, to be able to move forward with the feasibility study, can a feasibility study be done if the land is not owned, i.e. by the municipality? So what's the, okay, so I guess that'll be maybe a question that once council discuss and we have the discussion with staff, is to find out more info, because if we want to proceed with a feasibility study, I guess probably it would be for developing land that is either owned by the shareholders or by the municipality for development. Okay. Okay, no, that's great. I had heard, you know what, in a small community, it's all a little bit scary because you hear so many stories, and I was aware that there was previous site visits to this location by the names that some of the individuals that you've named.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that at this time it's being brought forward to council, so we can entertain that discussion. And with the added information of what's the commitment, obligation of the municipality and so on and so on. So we'll have more dialogue amongst council and even at the Economic Development Advisory Committee level. So kudos to you for coming this evening and making this presentation.
Thank you very much.
Conseillère Lise, you're on mute. Lise, on peut pas t'entendre.
Yes, OK, yes, faut que je pèse le piton, là. Oui, là, tu m'entends-tu?
Oui.
OK, I'm sorry, I forgot, Stuart, to ask you the question. So
Sure.
when you read the proposal, it's all great thing, but my question, like, so do you want to purchase those lots or you want the municipality to purchase those lots? I think it's,
You the person, because
I know I'm not buying, I don't have any money, so not me.
and I'm not that wealthy, right?
Okay, no, but it was like, when you read it, it's nowhere that it said, talking a lot
Yeah.
about the municipality,
No,
but you're talking about your plan also, so.
Well, if you look towards the end, I basically said I want to create it in such a way that it could be an intergovernmental cooperation. So if we
Yeah,
can
but I
get-
think we don't have it there. I think you,
Yeah. Oh, you don't have that bit. No, I wrote that
Okay.
into it at the end. Sorry.
So-
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, we could even get funding from private corporations and so on and so forth. There's a kind
no,
of-
it's just,
Yeah.
I just a question, Stuart, but
Yeah.
presentation was very good. It's just that this, I wasn't sure really. I think I
Yeah.
knew the answer, but I wanted to
Yeah,
make sure.
yeah. But that's basically what it is. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, I just like to see the municipality get it. You know, maybe when I die, I'll leave some money there and then they can pay it off or something.
Well, let's hope it's not soon. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Stuart. Un grand merci.
All right then. Take care. We'll see you soon anyways.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye then.
On procède à réunion à huis clos. We proceed in closed meeting for one subject matter pour un sujet which is a proposed pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board identified as Villeneuve Court. Is there a mover and a seconder?
You all,
Leo?
Please. It is moved by Councillor Mallette and seconded by Councillor Lee Senecal. Be it resolved that we proceed into closed meeting as authorized in Section 239 of the Municipal Act to discuss the following: a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board regarding Villeneuve Court. So I just need to stop the live stream.
Okay, I'm just gonna make sure